Welcome to our exploration of dairy development in India, a journey that spans from colonial times to the transformative era of Operation Flood. India's dairy sector has a rich and complex history, shaped by both traditional practices and modern interventions. In this video, we'll delve into the two distinct phases of dairy development, before and after Operation Flood. We'll uncover how early efforts laid the groundwork, the challenges faced by both producers and consumers, and how a visionary movement changed the landscape forever. Let's begin by understanding the roots of India's dairy industry and the factors that set the stage for change. History of organized dairy in India traces back to the British colonial era. The Defense Department established military dairy farms to supply milk and butter to the colonial army. The first such farm was set up in Allahabad in 1913, followed by others in Bangalore, Uti, and Karnal. These farms were well maintained, using improved milch animals and even practicing artificial insemination. However, these advancements were limited to the military and had little impact on the civilian population. The benefits of improved breeds and better practices did not reach the broader society, leaving most consumers dependent on traditional sources. As urban populations grew, the demand for milk increased. City dwellers relied on local milk vendors who kept cattle in urban areas and sold milk door to door. This led to the rise of numerous cattle sheds in cities, which created environmental challenges. The primary goal of these vendors was profit, often at the expense of animal health. They extended lactation periods, which caused sterility issues in high-yielding cattle. Once these animals became unproductive, they were sold to slaughterhouses, resulting in a loss of superior breeds and further weakening the genetic pool of Indian cattle. The onset of the Second World War brought momentum to private dairies, especially in major cities like Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, and Delhi. Modernized processing facilities began to appear, and processed milk, table butter, and ice cream became available, though only on a limited scale. Companies like Paulson's, Kevinters, and Express Dairy were pioneers in urban dairy processing. However, their focus remained on maximizing profits and market share rather than improving the breeds or supporting rural producers. As a result, the dairy sector remained largely unorganized, with limited benefits for the broader population. After India's independence, the government recognized the need to modernize the dairy industry. The first five-year plan in 1951 prioritized providing hygienic milk to the growing urban population. Milk schemes were launched in large cities, and several programs like the Integrated Cattle Development Project and Key Village Scheme aimed to boost milk production. Despite these efforts, milk production remained stagnant, growing at just about 1% annually between 1951 and 1970. The lack of a stable and remunerative market for producers hindered progress, and various state policies failed to bring about significant change. During this period, most dairy processing plants were established in cities rather than in rural milksheds. This led to the creation of cattle colonies in major cities like Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. These urban cattle colonies contributed to environmental degradation and did little to incentivize rural producers. The procurement of milk remained unorganized, dominated by contractors and middlemen. The perishable nature of milk and its scarcity gave vendors significant power, often to the detriment of both producers and consumers. To address the high price of milk, government-run dairy plants